Bungo Stray Dogs Volume 8 Review. In Volume 7 of the Bungo Stray Dogs light novel series, we explore the origin of how Dazai and Chuya first met and joined the Port Mafia. Volume 8 takes place a year later when we find the two competing to become a new executive member of the group. But when Chuya finds himself targeted by the King of Assassins, the two may have to put their differences aside once more. Chuya has made a name for himself in the Port Mafia by managing a gemstone black market together with a group known as the Flags. While celebrating Chuya's first anniversary of being in the Port Mafia, the group is approached by a detective from Europol known as Adam Frankenstein, an autonomous humanoid supercomputer designed for law enforcement. Adam warns Chuya that he is being targeted by the King of Assassins, known otherwise as Paul Verlaine, and to cooperate with Europol's investigation. Wielding the power of gravity, Chuya argues that he and the Port Mafia have nothing to fear from Paul, but not long after he is captured by Paul, who reveals that the Flags have all been murdered by his hand, and to surrender. He also tells Chuya that they're brothers, and he's willing to kill everyone Chuya cares about to get his way. Of course, Chuya wants revenge for the murder of his friends, and finds himself with no choice but to team up with Adam, when Adam's combat abilities are more than adequate to be Chuya's partner. His personality is less finely turned, and he finds himself constantly confused by Chuya's decisions, which are rotten in emotion and unlike the logical decisions of an AI. Nevertheless, the two are determined to put a stop to Paul, and the actions may even uncover more about Chuya's history, which remains shrouded in mystery. Author Kafka Asagiri comments in the afterword that this is the end of the Twin Dark Past arc, which tells the Dazai Chuya's past, and because that it crams in a lot of information, not only it is picking up leftover plot threads from Volume 7, but it's also trying to combine with the new story and the introduction of new characters on the wall. I think this is successful, and by the end of this book, I felt satisfied both with the story and with Chuya's development. Plus, unlike the previous book, this one hasn't yet been adapted into anime, that it was new content. Chuya has long wondered if he was human or something artificially created, and even if he learns the answers, would that change his way of living? While his story is about protecting the city and his companions from a madman, Chuya still wrestles with his questions and bounces his thoughts off at those around him. It's something resolved in this arc, so in the manga and surrounding media, it's not something we've seen in struggle with before, and perhaps that's what it makes it particularly compelling when we readers hope to see him reach an answer he can make peace with. What was a little sad about us that, despite this being a continuation of Chuya and Dazai's history, we don't get to see a lot of Dazai until closer to the end. I'm pretty sure this is because of Adam being present, but it's always so much fun when Dazai and Chuya are together that I couldn't help but want to see a little more of that. Not that we haven't had plenty of opportunities to enjoy that in the wider Bungo Stray Dogs universe, it must be said. Bungo Stray Dogs Volume comes to the West thanks to Yen Press, and it continues to be translated by Matt Rothson. The translation reads well with no issues to note. Under the book could have done with another QA pass since there are some typos here and there. However, it's a particular long book compared to the usual, so I'm not surprised some small issues slip through the cracks, and they're certainly not prevalent enough to ruin anyone's enjoyment. This release gets caught up with the light novel releases in Japan so far, so we won't be getting any more for a while. However, this one came out in Japan in early 2021. I'd be shocked if something new wasn't in the works for when the anime returns next year, so fingers crossed we'll see more soon. Overall, Volume 8 of the Bungo Stray Dogs light novel series brings an end to Dazai and Chuya's history together in the Port Mafia. This volume shows us how their various relationships develop, as well as pitting the two against a formidable foe. Certainly a story that fans of the franchise will want to miss. 9 out of 10.